Hello, I changed some bowing, so I'm going to tell you about the bowings that I changed. If you look on the second line, we made in measure 11 an up down there. So if you could mark that, that would be really cool in this piece called TV Time. So this is up down in your score, and that's why I wrote here, measure 11. We're changing this bowing here. And then on this line, the measure 31 line, in measure 31, we're going to start it on a down. Sometimes we're going to have to do an extra bow, and I'll try to call it out as we are doing this practice video. And then in measure 34, right here, we're changing that bowing to a down. So these you'll have to get out a pencil if I haven't marked it for you. This will be down, that'll be down there, and then here we'll do up, down. Otherwise, the bowings are all good. And I'm gonna practice with you the way I just practiced with my friends. Ta-da! The last thing we did in this, we're gonna learn it backwards in little chunks, and then we'll start from the beginning, and I think it'll all work out great. Your last two notes are 2 and 4. It's just 2, 4, let's see, up, down, down. It'll be 2, 4 on an up. It's just 2, 4, but you're gonna have to go to a B flat. So you're gonna have to do that bow-legged cowboy thing again, which we just did in that other TV one, the Salute to TV. So it's, so it's gonna be low 1, low 1. So now we'll go one note ahead of that. It's beat 2 with the 4th finger when it says extend back on your score. So it'll be, we're not gonna play beat 1. So we'll go rest, 4, 1. And these are just not swung notes. So it's 1, 2, 3. I'll do that again, 3 and, because the note, the normal one is beat 1, then you go to the extension. So if we do from the down bow, pick up into that measure 39, 1, 2, 3, normal 3, 1, 4, low 1. That's kind of goofy, isn't it? So let's do it again. Normal 3 pickup into measure 39. 1, 2, 3. So now we're going to start in measure 37. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Because at the very beginning it says it's a bright shuffle and we're swinging, so the rhythm is ba 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 bum bum ba ba bum bum. Straight 8ths is what it says over measure 30. I think once you play it with me, you'll get the feeling of what straight 8ths are versus swung 8ths. Let's go back to measure 35. So it's ba 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 da ba bum ba da. That's what's is these days da 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 dee dee. We're just doing it. Da 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 da. It's just not it's ba da ba da ba da. You know, so it's like ba ba da ba da da da. It's not bum 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 ba da. No, anyway, you'll get the idea. We'll start measure 35 and just do what I do and realize it's not straight 8ths. It's almost like triplets, but not quite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Another down. Low 1. I think that's pretty straightforward. Now, in the other TV Salute thing, we did a normal 1, and you either have to extend like this and pivot through so you get your high 4 high enough, your thumb will come along. 1, 2, 4. Can you kind of see how that works? Yay. So now, this is that measure 34 where we changed it to a down bow instead. So it's rest, down, 2, 4, rest, normal 4. Do you see how that works? So let's do just that little transition of those 5 notes. So you can even almost have your thumb already behind the 2 spot for your bow-legged cowboy. Rest, 1, 2, 4, rest, normal 4, 4, 4, you go. Woohoo! Now, if we go back to measure 31, and again, instead of starting on an up, we're just going to start on a down bow. I hope you marked that. Otherwise, go back to the video at the beginning. So this is, again, a swinging thing. So it's 1, 2, down, up, 2, high 4 on C, 1, 2. So I'm on high 4, 3's on the normal 4 spot, 2 would be on the 3 spot, but we're not really playing 3. High 4 on, this is C sharp, F sharp. Humor me, this isn't in the piece. We're gonna go A1, 3 on the A string is C sharp. If I go straight across, it's F sharp. So here's C sharp, F sharp. And if I go to high 4, it's C sharp, F sharp. So this sound of normal 3, 3, when I do high 4, will sound the same, but just an octave lower. That might help. We did that at our class. So here we are in measure 31. 1, 2, D, high 4, 2 on 3 spot, high 4, normal 1, normal 3, D, here's that forward extension, 1, 2, high 4, rest, 4, 4, 3, 4, 3, 1, 3, 1, another down is the next, you have to remember it's another down. That's the only down that there is. If you need to, mark an extra down to remind yourself in the margin of that second to the bottom line after measure 36. All right, that takes care of a lot. Look at measure 27. It's the exact same thing, but you're going to have to come from a normal 1 on C, which is a D, which it gives you an octave D. So then you just have to get ready right away to high 4. So it's measure 27. Be ready with that extension. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the same. Rest. A, D, another down. D, 4, 2, 4, 1, D. Re, D, rest. 1, 2, 4, rest. 4, 4, 3, 1, another down. 4, 4, A, 1, 3, 1. I think I did that rhythm right. Yes? Oh, God. Because sometimes if I'm tired, I just start to doubt myself. Okay, now we have one more shift to contend with. Yay! And it's similar to the shift in the first line, measure 5. But don't worry about that right now. We're going back to 25 right now. And then we'll go to measure 5. But right now we're at measure 25. So you're going to have your 4. 2 is going to be on the 4 spot D. Here's the 4 spot on the A string, 2, which would put 1 on the 3 spot. If 2 is on the 4 spot and 1's on the 3 spot, 4 will be on that E. In the Suicide is Painless one, we either did 3, 1, or 2, 4. This is the 4, 2, 4. If you're remembering from MASH. So it's 1, 2, 4. But we're not even going to get to do the 2. So it's 4, 1, open A. Do that. Starting on an up. 4, 1, A. Now you just have those waiting to do that in measure 26. A, bum, bum, A, 4, 1, A. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, ya, bum, ba, da, bum, bum. Oh, let's try faster. Yum, ba, da, dum, ba, da, bum, bum. 1, 2, ready, go. The advantage of being a string player, you can cough and play simultaneously. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Oh my gosh. 2 measures back, we got another forward extension. High 4, 2, 1. Now shift early. Do you see? Once I leave this note, I go right away to my shifted. So here I am, measure 23. Forward extension. 2, 1. Shift right away. You don't want to be one of those people who goes, oh my God, I got to shift. And you're shifting right ahead of it. If you know a shift's coming up, prep early. It's a little bit like, you know, you're going somewhere and you want to have extra money for dinner and you don't spend it all on lunch. Or you'll be hungry and you'll regret it. Okay, no, just kidding. Extension forward, G sharp, F sharp, E. Because it's that high 4, 2 on 3, spot 1. It's like hot cross buns. One last time from 23. No, I did that wrong. Maybe I didn't do it wrong. I'm doubting myself because I'm tired. I have a cold. Okay, guess what's really cool? Measure 18, you're just going to start it on an up instead of a down. Rest, up, down. Did I do that right? Let's do it again from the 1, 2, 4. Rest. 1, 2, 4, 5. Another down. Did I do that right? No, I didn't do it right. Cold head. Let's do it again from measure 18. Rest. 1, 2, 4, 5. Cold head. Rest. 5, 4, 2. Another down. Rest. 1, 2, 4. Rest. I hope I did that straight enough. I think I might have still been swinging. Oh, bummer. Now, the only other things are pretty much the same. Yay. I love that when that happens. If you look at measure 5 in the first line, those little tiny numbers that are in your score, those are measure numbers. So that 8th note and 8th rest, that's just pickups. The first measure starts on the whole note. Zooming up to measure 5, you're starting on an up bow, and it's 1 on 3 spot, and you finally get to play that 2 on the 4 spot, and then 4's on E. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, happy days. Do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4. So if it sounds kind of like a big band, that's what big bands do. They swing. Instead of going 1 and 2 and they go bum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba da not straight ace but ba ba da ba da ba da. So here we are at the beginning. Ba da 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Still normal fingers. 3, 4, 3. Put 1 there. Another down. Up O. High 4. High 4 on C. Normal 1. Rest. High extension. Oh, anyway, that's good. I think that covered everything. Oh, well, let's go on from 19. Let's do that one more time because I haven't played through this before, so I'm kind of messing up. Sorry. Rest. 1, 2, 4. Rest. Another down. Down. Up. There you go. That's Happy Days. And, you know, I don't feel too shy about saying, you know, I make mistakes until I've internalized rhythm. once I've internalized the rhythm, but I always know there's something to feel, and I've just got to sort it out until it feels good inside. And too many people, when they teach, only show their best side. I think it's okay to show that you make mistakes and how do you figure it out. So hopefully you don't mind. I made mistakes. Oh no. Oh, have a good one.